All right, what's up everyone? So this is essentially part 2 of the week 9 beekeeping series. Now, a couple things. When we got into the hive, it was looking quite full. So that prompted me to get another box. Now, we also found a listing on Facebook Marketplace for a bunch of beekeeping stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't check the listing or the boxes at the time, and those were all 8 frames, and I only have 10 frames. So we got another box and we put it together, and there's a few experiments that I'm trying out. Among some of the items that we got from the Facebook listing were these wax foundations. Now, it's unlike the plastic ones here that came with the Hive kit. I figured I'd try these out. I don't think I've done it quite up to spec because, from my understanding, there are frames that are meant for these that have a groove on the inside for the wires that you pinch up there. Now, I just cut these. They seemed like they were for a deep, so I basically cut them and slotted them in here. Not sure if they'll work. I mean, really, this box is intended to be, used as an additional honey super. So I'm going to, I didn't do them all, as you can see, have a few of the wax foundations as well. So this is experiment number 1. What I'll probably do, since there's some curvature and stuff like this, I'll probably checkerboard them alongside these plastic ones. Now, experiment number 2. I learned that these do not have enough wax on them. And since I had so many trimmings from that kit, I thought, well, why don't I just lay them on here and see what happens. From my understanding, this is probably way too much wax, but this is an experimental honey super we're adding on essentially, so we'll see if that works. I still have a few more to build. I popped some of these in the freezer just because it was getting way too hot out here and really hard to get those into the grooves. So I'm just gonna go through these quick and press them down. I also saw a great and interesting video from Frederick Dunn, who took a cheese grater and grated some of the wax and left it on the landing board. Now, as we saw last week, it doesn't look like they're really building up too well in the brood chamber, in the deep. So I'm gonna try giving them a little more wax. I mean, this is quite a bit on these frames here. Hopefully they'll move it where they need it, but I'm also gonna try shaving some and putting it on the landing board as well, just to see what happens. And if we can really help speed up the comb build in the deep, I think that'll, get the queen back down there and they'll be feeling like they have enough room, because we did see potentially a charged queen cup a couple days ago. Thankfully, also there was some wax that the couple was selling from that Facebook listing. So this is what I'll be using to shave on the landing board. I know that he mentioned, the softness and the texture of your beeswax really comes from the temperature at which you render it at. So I have no idea what they did, but it's all we got. So first year beekeeper here, we gotta make do with what we have. So I'm just gonna really press this down now that it's all warmed up, let it sit in the sun for a while, and then I'll finish building these last 2 frames with that pure wax foundation. We'll suit up, we'll get in there and take another look. I'd like to find the queen today if I could. I don't want to spend too long in there if I don't have to. I also noticed that they are out of sugar water already. And that was early this morning they were out, so they really destroyed that. I might have another pollen patty on hand as well, just to really feed them if they need it. Hopefully, if I really take some time this week to be consistent with the sugar feeding, that'll encourage them to really build out that brood chamber with wax. But let's just go through here. Yeah, I mean, you see this was a full sheet that I basically put on here of that, because I cut it wrong. it was a little too small to get up into the grooves there. So yeah, you can see it's spilling over the side here. I don't know what they'll do. We'll see. I've heard some people say that bees will take wax where they need it, and I really hope that's the case. And I guess in a couple weeks we'll see. At least it'll be on the top, so it'll be easy to get to. But let's grab the remainders and finish this up. So basically, you know, after trial and error, what I did to size these appropriately, here's what they look like. They were bigger, obviously. Pretty sure they were meant for deeps, which is interesting because I wasn't giving any deep boxes, which is probably why they didn't use them, to be fair. I just put a foundation over it and took scissors and snipped it across. And I also try to snip some of these ends out too, these hooks, because I don't have a way to use them. If you know of a way to use them or alter these frames, I guess it's too late now, but just maybe for anyone else that ends up in this situation, let me know if there's a way, because I saw some people, there's a spot to like shave something out. It looks like it was already like pre-cut. They shave it and then they like slide it in or something like that, but these standard ones I don't think come with that. So I would really like to see if this works, because I like the idea of not having any plastic foundation. The scissors are going to be super dull at the end of this. Okay, put that one down. Now after trial and error, I always find that the clean edge is much easier to put in first. It's just really trying to get all this stuff to align, which is the hardest part. Especially when it gets all melty and soft. Starts sticking to the frame. There we go. Kinda. See, these hooks get in the way. Really should have got a wire clipper instead. Man, between overheating and battery, recording has been a nightmare for this episode. This will probably be a two-parter, I'm not sure yet, but had to let the phone cool down. It might overheat again. So you guys didn't get to see that I did finish the one here. Not looking very good. I think I cut it a little too long. So let's work with this while she's still kind of firm. Looks like I still do. I should have cut these edges off first, because now I'm wasting temperature, wasting the thank you, Breeze. Alright, make sure we straighten them out, because that is the crux. This whole thing, if it ain't straight, it just does not go well. Okay. Let's try. Oh yeah, I can already tell that this top part is gonna have to get ripped off for sure, because that is too much. I think towards some of these last ones here, I tried to leave like a hexagon extra, just so I could really wedge it up there. So I'll make sure I trim these down even more. Okay. There we go. Come on now. I know a lot of this racing against the time could really be avoided if I would just do this inside, out of the sun. That just doesn't feel right. There we go. But now I've messed up the top. Okay. Put you down here. Check the camera, make sure it's good. Not overheating. Where's our glue? Glue. Just do this here. So I gotta pick up the frame. Okay. Now it is getting late. I do want to get in the hive. You see a lot of people say they don't enjoy it when it's late evening or around 3 or so. They notice that the temperament of their bees is a little aggressive, but we're not going too deep in there today. Just hopefully maybe a quick little peek, maybe a little dig around and add in this box. Unless my mind changes. Unless I see not enough bees to make me reconsider adding a box. Well, then that's fine. We'll have an extra just in case. Or who knows, maybe we'll start another hive. Because I've also heard 2 hives is better than 1. Because 1 is none. Rick Burns. Alright, kind of the same thing on this one. Might be a little too... It's in there, so I'm going to put the nails in to help the glue set. Well, at least you guys didn't see me blunder one of these nails. Since my phone overheated. Filming in 4K is really intensive on your phone. Maybe not on the newer models. I have the 15 Pro Max. And man, battery life is just awful. Overheats like crazy. I don't know how y'all are filming videos in this heat. And just a reminder, I'm in northern Maryland, basically on the border of PA and Delaware. And it is hot and humid in the summer. Great. Okay, there we go. So I'll probably pull this a little tighter. Geez, something's going on. There we go. That's not bad. That's pretty good. I'll take it. So I always end up doing this, but I keep thinking these are, the instructions say 1 nail in each corner, but then I have so many left over and I'm thinking, well, is that just extra? And then I just end up going ahead and slamming a couple more nails in here, because as you can see, 1, 1, 1. So I might go through and try to use these up while I got them. Okay, well, it's getting to be pretty late here. First thing we're gonna do is we'll top them off with some sugar water, and then let's try the experiment with the cheese grater and the wax. So hopefully they're not too pissy. Let's get them topped off. Some of the girls, little babies. Oh, nice and stuck. Nope. It's all right, won't go to waste, I'm sure. There you go. Oh yeah, see, they're already going after it. Anywhere they can get it. I'm gonna make it a habit to make sure I take these inside. Yeah, you can see over there. Girls are already going crazy for it. All right, now let's try putting some wax on the landing board and see what happens. So the video that Frederick Dunn did, this is what his little experiment entailed. So let's just chop some up and see what they do. Oh wow, this is pretty soft stuff. And I can see one's taking it. Now it is nice and cool over here in the shade, so we don't have to really worry about this wax melting. Let's see if they decide to bring this into the hive. That's plenty. See if we can zoom in a little bit. Now this isn't my wax. This is wax that a couple on Facebook Marketplace gave me. And let's see what they do. Now I could help them out by putting it closer to the landing board, but they'll figure it out if they want it. Oh, looks like almost she got scolded there. What are you doing? Get back to work. You're not on wax duty. Kind of looks like she's trying to chew it up a little bit. Now that one over there closer to the entrance is looking more like a trip hazard. Now, seeing this, I regret the bigger pieces. Perhaps I should have used a finer grater to make smaller pieces that would be easier for them to handle. Because I do want them to build up on those deep foundations that we just waxed, because it looks like they really need some wax. Oh, is it in? That looks like a touchdown. I'd say successful. I might try to disperse this clump a little bit. Spread it out. See if that helps at all. How interesting. Well, thank you, Frederick Dunn, for that interesting video. And it seems to work, and I guess we'll come out here. Well, I probably won't show you guys. I'll show you in the next update for hive inspection for next week. And I'm assuming that should all be gone. I see them all out here on the camera at night with nothing really to do other than take naps and defend the hive, but I'm assuming they'll get right to it. But now I'm getting smoked out, so let's get in the hive and see if we need to add this super. All right, so we're gonna open this up and I'm gonna make another judgment call here on whether or not, why is this over here? I can't remember why this is here. Should be in the box. What is this? I think maybe this was my original idea. I can't remember. So we're gonna see whether or not there's enough bees in here to warrant an additional box. Definitely gonna be adding another hive beetle trap. Yep, I think so. I think so. So I am going to add a queen excluder on top here. I might have to move this pollen patty, but there's that frame I really wanted yesterday. But they're getting to work on it. They worked hard, they deserve it. They're munching away at the pollen patty. About 2 days old, half a pound. They'll be probably a little pissed when I take it up, but they're gonna get a whole new box. All right, watch out, girls. Might have to smoke you. Got a real good smoker lit today. I have been noticing hive beetles, and I did find my first varroa mite the other day, so I am considering doing some treatment. Okay, hive beetle. Oh, actually, that should probably go in the new top one. Oh, there's a hive beetle right there. Little bastard. Oh, they got a hard shell. Holy. Way harder than I thought. So maybe I'll leave those there. Let's get this new box. Now, as I said before, the nectar flow is over. Whew. So who knows what's going to happen with this new honey super, because it could eat all the honey before the next nectar flow in the early fall, and this could be for nothing. All right. So our experimental honey super is on. Let's take a look at our bee space here. Now I could, since I got this open, maybe preemptively add another hive beetle trap here. But we'll make that assessment in the next one. So I think that's about it. I would like to get in there and maybe look at the queen, but we've spent enough time in there this week already. So let's just close this up, and I'll let you watch the bees with their new wax. While I button this thing up. Look at them taking all that mozzarella in. Does look like it's getting a little warm. But I hope they love it, but holy, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Insane. Didn't think I'd get here my first year. Hopefully this was the right call. We won't know. I am probably going to get another hive. I've seen a lot of people talking about it. It's better to have 2 hives in one, just in case, because this is the time of the year when things go wrong. So I'm definitely considering that, and I'll probably end up doing it. Someone's always giving away bees, because it seems like once you start, you just keep getting more. But I think that'll be it for this week. Basically a 2-part series. Seems to go well. I guess we won't really know until next week. But other than that, things are going well. And I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.